What's going on, WeldLab family? I did a post on YouTube on what video do I want to see next, and I've been getting a lot of people telling me to make a video on how to get your first welding job. Now, this will be a good video for you if you haven't got your first job yet, or you've been on the field already but you're having trouble getting a job nowadays. And today I'll be talking about the 3 main things that I do to get my welding job. The key to this is having a good resume. Make sure you stay tuned towards the end of the video because I'm gonna show you my resume and I'm gonna show you how I structure it and what I put on there. When I first moved to Houston, I was actually having trouble getting my first job until I switched my resume up and I started getting a few callbacks. If you haven't got your first welding job, I'm gonna tell you now, the key to this industry and to getting these good paying jobs is to know somebody. So I know you might know how to weld already. I know that you probably went to school, but you might have to take a helper position just to get your foot in the door. When I first moved to Houston from Louisiana, I didn't know anybody. I did a whole bunch of apps and I got one call back, and there was a job paying me really low, man. But I still decided to take it. They was actually paying helpers more than other jobs, but I was MIG welding some containers, but I just used that as a stepping stone to my contact list, kept on growing. Networking is the most important thing when it comes to getting these jobs, because you have to know somebody or know somebody where the next job gonna be at so you can be ahead. The best thing is to get there in early. So on my Facebook, I posted, who's hiring back in Houston? I'm ready to head back home. Wreck your boy in. And I got a few comments, a few leads. This is my homie right here. I'm gonna blur all this information out because I don't want him, I don't know if he wants this information out like that. And I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna blur the company name out because most likely I'm gonna send one of my homeboys there, and I don't want to risk him not getting the job because it's overflowing with people knowing about his job. But I'll teach you the game. It's up to you to apply it. I wish I could help everybody out, but unfortunately I can't. And I already have my homeboys on my clique. My homeboy over here said SMB will be hiring. For SMB, once again, you have to know somebody, but you can still get lucky if you do the application, but you might need some years of experience for that. I know a lot of these guys don't have experience. That's why I'm saying that it's always important to see if they have a helper position so you can get that experience. But like I said, it depends on you. You have to be a good worker. You cannot be a shitty worker and not nobody's gonna want to put you on. So make sure you either know your shit or let them know in that learning stage so they can try to help you out. So the first technique that I'm gonna use will be a simple Google search of Indeed. Now I know a lot of y'all probably did this already, but this is what I want you to do different. Go on Indeed, search welder locally or whatever around your area, and once that pops up, you do the application. Now I'm gonna give you a heads up now, have a LinkedIn profile already because most of these jobs ask for that, so you don't have to keep on typing your job history in. You can just have a profile set up. So once you submit everything, you get the number, see if you can find the number, you call them. Once you're on the phone with them, say, hey, can I speak to HR or the hiring department? Once they answer, you'll ask them, hey, I seen the position online, it's still available. Most likely they will say yes because the job was just posted. So be like, hey, well, I submitted my application, my name is so-and-so. When can I follow back up with y'all about the job? And also another thing, if I forget, make sure you get their name. So next time, whenever you do follow up, you say their name and hopefully they remember you. You sound like you want the job. That's really important too. Whenever I used to call sometimes I used to be half asleep because I'm trying to call early in the morning and I'm not awake, and they can actually tell if you sleep, so sound energized, sound like you really want the job. But the resume will be the most important thing that will get you in the door. Now, if you fresh out of welding school, always ask to see if they have a helper position available because like I said guys, the key is to get your foot in the door. Once you get in the door, then you can start networking. And everybody you meet, try to get their number, try to network with them, try to help them out too. Don't expect it to be a me. You have to give back and forth. Now this is for my guys who don't have any experience. I'm gonna tell you what will be the best jobs to look for that'll hire you with no experience. While you're on Indeed, look for shops, shipyards, and local staffing agencies. Check those out and just call them up. Now you can also go on Google and search for more local staffing agencies because not all of them will be on Indeed, and that's where I had the most success when I first moved to Houston, is whenever I did search for more of a local people, because you have these smaller companies just looking for welders temporarily just to do a little flux core MIG here and there, maybe some pipe. But searching for the local ones and just call one by one, be like, hey, do y'all need welders or whatever, and usually they'll call you to do an interview, in which I did the same thing. And just a little quick story, I took one welding some Army containers. I didn't like it. I lasted 2 weeks though, but it got me to where I needed to go. But be on the lookout for those jobs. It might not be the jobs or the pay that you want, and I know you probably know how to weld now, but just do what you got to do until you get to the next level. Now I'm gonna show you a different method that I use to search for my jobs other than Indeed. And all you need is your phone, Facebook. Now if you don't have a Facebook, go ahead and get you one. because they be having a lot of people post jobs on there. Great way to network and add all your coworkers on there too. Make sure you're not doing no illegal stuff though. But moving along, once you get to Facebook, on the search thing, click search something like hiring welders, need welders, or any key terms that might trigger a good search. So I'm gonna just put hiring welders. Once you get to that, you search it and you click post. Once you get to that, you'll see more stuff of, you know, whatever you search. So after that, filter it out. You click the filter on the right corner and you go to date posted. Now you could do, I'm not gonna do 2021 simply because the year just started and you ain't gonna have many posts. I'm gonna do 2020 just to give you an idea of what you'll get. So I'm gonna click 2020 and I'm gonna leave it at post from anyone and tag location anywhere. You want to have a wide range of search, you know. So after the results are shown, you know, the first one pops up. It says South Texas Specialty Welders, 40 stick welders, MIG, whatever, you know, the email. So we already have one. That could be a potential one. He has his email, his phone number. Call him. Don't hesitate to call him. We have another person right here talking about this person looking for welders in Georgia, and it has a phone number. So like I tell you, go ahead and call that number, text it, bug them until you get a response. If they don't answer, send them a text. That's what I do. You know, sometimes they are busy, but you know, once again, another person hiring welders, you know, it has a little bit of info. Email has pretty much everything that you need to do. You get the point of where I'm going at. Just keep searching Facebook. This is actually found a few good jobs on just searching Facebook. And the good thing about this, if you don't have experience, sometimes you have just regular people who are superintendents who don't have a crew and they just want to have somebody out there, you know. And I also seen a few jobs where they'd be like, hey, we need 5 welders at this location tomorrow, first come, first serve, and that would be a perfect opportunity for you to go and just show up and hopefully you get the test. Especially rig welding. I actually seen a few for West Texas when they would be like, hey, we need 10 welders for tomorrow, be at this location, first 10 people to get here, we'll test. So just keep that in mind. It's a great way to search. If you don't have a Facebook, open one up. And that's pretty much it to it. Okay, now let's step into the good stuff. Let's start talking about the resume. I'm gonna just briefly explain and show you what my resume looks like so you can get an idea of what to put, and I'm gonna just tell you the important things. Simple thing: name, last name, phone number, professional email. Don't have little hot boy welder or whatever you want to have it. Have a professional email address, most likely your name or maybe your last name or whatever. I prefer Gmail. Your home address, and you just do like a little bio of yourself, just trying to be unique in your own type of way. I have 10 years of experience. I talk about a little bit of the welding procedures I know how to weld. A little bit about myself. Like I said, once again, add your own unique little touch. Objective, once again, I just put that I'm looking for somewhere stable to work at, because I know these companies like to find people who want to stay with them. So that's the key thing that's one of the keys that I do, is to let them know that, hey, I'm a welder and I'll stay with you, because a lot of guys drag up and go on to the next one, and it's hard for them to have somebody stay with them. And your education, you want them to know that you have a high school diploma, you GED, whatever you have. I have a little something about myself right here. Your work history, this is where it's really gonna count at. It's what really matters. The way I do it now is I put the name of the company in bold, because I want that to stand out. And I work for a lot of well-known companies, and I want them to know that, hey, I know what I'm doing. But what makes my resume unique is, for each company that I work for, I have every single, as you can see, what procedures that I took, what type of welding that I did, and I try to be as descriptive as possible. And the reason I had more success with this is because these are cubicle people. They really don't know much about the field. They don't know anything about welding. Whenever they need welders, they just get like a paper that says, hey, I need a TIG welder, a stick welder, whatever, and they don't know much about it. So I'm trying to be descriptive as possible, so my resume matches up with their paper that they're getting on what they're looking for. So once I started changing this up right here, is whenever I started getting more callbacks and getting more successful with my jobs. And towards the end of the resume, just put a little area of expertise, like maybe equipment, cranes, forklift, whatever. It's a nice little touch. If you know how to read blueprints, that's what I put on that one. And that's pretty much it, guys. Just add your own little spin on there. Try to be unique. Want to set yourself apart. one thing that I started doing now is I started adding my TheWeldLab YouTube logo on there, just so if they want to follow me on YouTube to see, so they can see that I know what I'm doing. Another tip that I suggest y'all might want to do that I haven't done yet, but I will start doing, is adding pictures to my resume of some of the welds that I did, so they can see, once again, the quality of work, you know. So snap it up for the Insta. When you see a nice little weld that you did, snap it up, save it, upload it to your resume so it looks nice. But the key to this is to make your resume look unique and to stand out from others, because there's a lot of competition out here. Now, if you don't have any job experience, it's still cool. Like I said, that's why I suggest all the time for you to start off as a helper, to get that experience. Just put what classes you took in school, and just be descriptive as possible. If you took 60-10, put 60-10 downhill, uphill, open root. Just try to make it as descriptive as possible. You'll still get an opportunity to get these jobs even with no experience. Most of the jobs that don't take experience will be your local staffing agency. You usually will be having smaller companies around looking for welders to weld MIG or whatever. I know it's not what you want, but once again, you know, there's levels to this. Especially you don't have nobody in the industry, you have to start from the bottom and work your way up. But don't worry, it's only for short term. You'll get there before you know it. It's all about you know, how much work you put into it. Well guys, those are some of my tips, some of the things that I do to find jobs. But once again, I'm gonna put it in your head. I'm sorry, I gotta repeat myself. Networking is the key into this industry, but honestly, it's into any industry you're trying to go into. Even if it's YouTube, like myself, you know, I like to connect with other people who are doing the same thing. You want to surround yourself around the same people who want to do the same things. Get you a clique of friends on this type of mental and level as you, so I can grow together and network together. But hopefully I was able to help you out, man. If you enjoyed my video, please hit that like button. It really helps me out a lot with YouTube. But man, if you have any more comments, leave them down below. And also, if y'all don't know, every time I upload a video, I'll be on the live chat. So if you want to chat with me while we're watching the video together, I'll be on there too. Don't be shy, hit me up. I'm pretty easy to talk to. But man, hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Hope I'm able to help you out. And if you do get a job by following my tips, let me know. But man, I appreciate y'all watching my videos. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.